I'm not that kind of actor. Like, I'm not funny like that. I can't just like talk funny stuff in a comedy for a minute with unscripted. Like, are you kidding me?
It's one of those infinite time loop situations you might have heard about.
Well, then what's the point of living?
We kind of have no choice but to live.
No, I'm gonna get out of this.
Suit yourself. See you tomorrow.
I actually first went in for a different role. It was the role that Abe ended up playing, getting married. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm going in for a role in the movie about a wedding, playing the groom. I'm like, I've done this before. I reckon I could do this, because that was exactly what I did for Crazy Situations. But I ended up not getting that role, and they put me in as the officiant. And so now I officiate the wedding. To be honest, it's much more of a fun role. I get to wear a nudie suit, which is amazing. And it's, I think, everybody's favorite costume in the whole film. It's definitely my favorite costume that I've ever worn. We loved the script, but we just didn't know how successful it was going to be and how it was going to turn out. The team was fantastic. The cast were fantastic. And we're like, look, everything's lining up for this to be potentially a very special project. And I got to play a drug-fueled cowboy. Each film and each crew and each cast is going to bring a unique experience. Sometimes on big sets, it's a bit segregated, but on Palm Springs, it was just so personal because everybody on that set was so approachable because we were hanging out all the time. The Lonely Island boys, they were like family. They've been working together for so long. The communication was there and the camaraderie, and it was just a friendly environment. And then Q-Yen comes in and it's just absolutely amazing. She brought such a special vision. She just knew her stuff so well. We were definitely on a time frame, we were definitely on a budget, but we never felt rushed. You know, Max was just so specific to what he wanted. He knew when we had the shot, he knew when we had time to go again. So he really allowed us to play within that very structured shooting schedule that we had.
You must have gotten up early. I checked your room at 6.
Yeah.
So even though it was a smaller set and we had less time, it was such a joy to be, because everybody was passionate and everybody was like a unit. It was beautiful to see, and I enjoyed every moment of it, except not a comedy actor. And now I'm sitting there amongst these comedy legends. These guys write for SNL and like, they're all fantastic and they're all comedy geniuses. And then there's me.
Do you ever wonder if people think you're boring?
They forget that normal people can't do that. And I remember turning up to set one time and the scene's all set up and the shot is me as the officiant in front of the wedding guests, and I'm up there with a microphone. I'm supposed to introduce the bride and groom. There's a scene that plays out and Andy's come up and he's like, hey man, so we just need you to improvise for maybe, like just riff for maybe a minute, yeah? All right, cool, what do you mean riff for a minute? I'm not that kind of actor. Like, I'm not funny like that. I can't just like talk funny stuff in a comedy for a minute with unscripted. Like, are you kidding me?
You know the officiant? He's got a bag of sweets in his pocket.
You're right. Got him.
My character has got a super heavy, thick Aussie accent, which wasn't actually originally scripted. They just sort of thought it would be hilarious. Anytime I couldn't figure out anything funny to say, I was just like, oh, let me just throw in some Aussie slang. I'll just make slang up. But it was a great learning experience, and it was just an honor and pleasure to see them working like that. I love comedy. It's because it's fun to do. It's fun to watch, which makes it fun to film. And that's what we're all here to do. People on film sets, we're adults, but we're not really. We're still playing makeup and make-believe, and we're telling stories. I'm very lucky to be doing what I'm doing. Since I was 10, basically I'm still 10, is what I'm saying.
But what is this? When is this?
The film industry is one of those industries where you just can't work unless you're working with people. And it really is a combination of everybody together. And that togetherness is the exact thing that we're trying to avoid right now. And so the film industry can't go to work. And so I can't go to work. I've been sitting at home and I've been playing lots of Xbox and watching lots of movies. I drew this during lockdown. Man, I was good at drawing before. And just doing lots of things over and over again, which feels very much like a time loop. And so this movie comes along at the exact right time to just shine a light on and comment on the absurdity of the situation and the world that we're living in right now. not only that, but it does it in such a fun way. You can't not like the movie. It's so charming. After getting over the initial time loop madness, you just start doing stupid things. Like, I just want to see what happens. Like, how far can you push this absurdity?
I used to be a bomb guy. Stand back!
But I think some of the funniest scenes are framed in that. And I mean, you got a great comedy team behind it, so you know what you can expect.
It's gonna be a beautiful wedding.
I think Corona's hit everybody, and life is pretty tough for everyone right now. As you can see, it's a really hard life, this lockdown and quarantine. I'm in Hawaii. And it's just the worst. It's just, I wish I was in LA.